What is up, party people? I am back in the house. I'm alive. I got COVID, and now I am on day like 7 or 8 of COVID, and finally feeling good enough to do a live song review. So thank you for everyone that's joining, and thank you for having some patience with me as I have been sleeping a lot. All right. Let's get into some live song reviews. It is Monday, November 28th. It's Cyber Monday. So I do have a deal going on, you guys. If you do want some mixing and mastering, it's probably the best time ever to work with me on any of your records. That's up to you, of course. If you're broke as fuck, that's all good, you know. This is the best time to get some mixing and mastering in. But I'm going to be giving you some feedback on your songs. I'm going to give you feedback on mixing, mastering, production, songwriting, arrangement, all that good stuff. I mainly focus on market viability on this channel, okay? So when I'm giving you feedback, I'm trying to give you feedback on whether this song is going to be able to sync license or do well on Spotify or playlist well or any of that stuff. Get you a label deal, right? Get you an advance. And I've done all those things. I've made well over $3 million in sync licensing. I've worked on Oscar, Emmy, Academy Award nominated, Golden Globe nominated work, Grammy nominated work, platinum records, worked with multiple platinum recording artists, you know, all that good stuff. So not here to brag or anything, just letting you know who I am. I'm Bradley Denniston, if this is your first time. But yeah, I've worked on thousands of records. Everything is music. I've done everything in music. So whether it's music for TV, music for commercials, trailers, films, Netflix series, HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, the Cartoon Network, I don't know, you name something, I've worked on the music for it. There's 2 ringtones in your iPhone right now that I worked on. And I'll tell you what those are towards the end of the show. It's just funny, man. Like, I've just been working on music and sounds for most of my life now. So here we go. Without further ado, who's in the house? I want to say what's up to everybody. All right, Maizen Productions. What's up? What's up? Fajay, what's up, man? How are you? It's good to see you. Mo, what's up? Bascout. Got all the homies in the house. Martez. Mo, geez, what's up? What's up? I appreciate you guys, seriously, though. Thanks for having patience with me. I've been sick as fuck. Like, I don't get sick, but COVID got me. And I can't believe it finally got me, too. Like, my wife works as an RN in the ICU, okay? She's worked with COVID patients for the last 2-3 years, right? And finally hit our household, which is just crazy. Kevin Whitaker in the house. Drew Knight. I mean, all the homies. Drew and Kevin, my guys, for sure. Slats, what's up, dude? All right. So some of y'all I've worked with. I've been working with. Been making records with y'all. DJ Mrest, what's up? Bask out again. All right. Let's get into the music. I got a lot of tracks today, actually. And I think it's because I had to push back a little bit. Yeah, the COVID sucks, man. It was really bad probably for like the first 2-3 days. And then it's just been like lingering and like I can't focus or anything. So that's the part that sucks about it. And I need my energy, man. I'm a high energy person. Yo, thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. That means a lot. Super chat. If you guys want to support the channel, of course, you could always super chat. It helps the channel out. It helps me be able to do these live song reviews and just keep making content, man. So I appreciate you guys. All right, let's get into the music. Let's see here. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We got a bunch of tracks, man. All right, we're going to start from the top. Blue Ice by KB Devotion. Let's lock in. You guys also, like, I think these artists love to hear your opinion as well. You know, this is the first time some of these artists have ever shown their music to, you know, hundreds of people. And these live reviews get hundreds of views, which is really cool. So I appreciate you guys sharing the show. That really helps everybody here. Like, you know, I try to get you guys more exposure for your music. That's what this is really for, you know, and to help you out. All right, let's go.
dance in the room. You drop dead gorgeous, you're a woman in full bloom. Eyes like fire, I swear you can melt blue eyes. Let love be the game, girl, you play with a load of dice. Like an angel walking through heaven's door. One look from those eyes just leaves me wanting more. One sway from those hips leaves me paralyzed. The crazy fire in those lips, I swear you need blue eyes. Flashing glance, you freeze my soul. An image of your face, I just can't let go. I swear a light from heaven shone last night. You sure are naughty, but forget the nights. You're like an angel walking through heaven's door. When I look in those eyes, the truth is told. Your heart ain't for sale, to the story there's no end. You're on the lookout for love, forget being a friend.
Man, this one's hard because it's I like the singer. I think the voice for the singer is really good. Like, it definitely fits this pocket, and yeah, like kind of sounds like Billy Idol kind of stuff. I don't really, I can't put my finger on it, but like there's a lot of influences in this, obviously. Like, it's a lot of hair band kind of stuff, right? 80s, 90s, like early 90s kind of hair metal and stuff. I mean, that was really big around here, right? Like, I live in Hollywood, and I used to work off the Sunset Strip, which was like all Viper Room and, you know, all that stuff, and the Whiskey A Go-Go. And that was like all there was back in the days. It was just all hair metal bands and shit. So, you know, I kind of got to hang out with people like some of those old school cats that talked about that stuff all the time. You know, I worked with Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo. I worked with all the guys from Devo, right? And heard stories about, you know, Prince and Cyndi Lauper and all that stuff. All crazy, crazy times in the 80s on the Sunset Strip. But yeah, like this track itself is just like really lackluster. Like, I think most of it is in the production, the recording, the mixing, the mastering. It's just not there. It's like, which is kind of a bummer because it needs to be opened, right? Like, it needs to open up. It needs to like the drums are like, we need punch and like dynamics, and, you know, the song needs to jump out of the speakers, and it's just not doing that. It just sounds like paper. It sounds like a really just bad, shitty song. And the song's not bad. It's all the stuff around the song, you know? And it's so hard because that's what's happening right now. You know, we're going into 2023. Like, you can't put something like this out. Like, people just be like, what is this? Is this a joke? Are you joking? You know? And I'm not trying to be brutal. I'm not trying to be like rude. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm just saying, like, you have to really start working with people that can make your drums hit. Like, make those ideas you have realize. Like, the guitars, they're like, but they sound like they're like not that big of a deal. They're not jumping out of the speakers. Everything kind of sounds like a demo. I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. And it also sounds like maybe a really, really bad MP3 or something coming off ADAT. You know what I mean? Like, you converted it off ADAT. Like, it just has a lot of issues to it. The drums just don't hit. Like, there's nothing like that's exciting about this song. And for something like this, like a hair metal, like, you know, got the wheelie on the electric guitars, and the drums just like are just so just whack. Like, they're just nothing there. It's just so hard to conceive something that's supposed to have so much power and energy just fall so flat. Like, that's how it feels. And it's just like a big want, which kind of is a bummer, man. Like, you gotta find the right people to work with. Glance, you from like an angel walking
through heaven's door.
Like, it's just kind of like, is that it? Like, I was hoping like there'd be more impact and like things would jump out of the speakers and like it would sound like a record, but it doesn't. It's just kind of like it's like a tame puppy. All right, let's move on. Hopefully that helps. It's really, my notes are all about the sonics, man. Like, you have to make sure your shit is hitting. Like, if you're not working with the right engineers, producers, whoever, it doesn't matter how good you are at guitar. It doesn't matter how good you are at singing. Like, your ideas have to come across in a perfectly presented package. When you play that, you hit that play button, and we're going into 2023, and you play that. Like, I want to be like, whoa, this shit's amazing. It's jumping out of the speakers. It's so big, you know? I want to be blown away. I think most people do. All right, let's move on. Squeeze. Ha, Sam Moore Martin. Let's go.
It makes it easier to bear. You won't regret it, no.
Raise a heel when she look back at grab her tell her, ha, who'd you clean if you let her tell her? What? Mama made her with nothing but sugar and spice. Daddy made her bougie, what you thought this shit was? Big booty bitch, she brings on audio. She started shaking ass, so I turned up the audio. She started raising heel when she looked back at it. Grab her ankle, started swinging that mud like an addict. Real bougie with an attitude, but snatch her slow when she looking over her shoulder. She a real tease, ain't Gucci queen if you let her tell her. Ha.
Like, same thing, man. Like, y'all got to start taking this shit seriously. Like, I feel like this is just like someone messing around on a phone or something, you know? It doesn't, like, I don't, why would this warrant me giving you a live song review? Like, what do you want me to, like, what do you want me to review? Like, yeah, man, you got bars. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. This is like a beat with like a sample for, what, a minute? And then you drop in and you freestyle for a little bit. It sounds crazy. Like, it's super, super low in volume. It sounds like a demo. It sounds really, really rough. I don't know what to say about it. Moving right along. I'm not going to do another one. You got some more, you uploaded two here, but Chip. All right, let's move on. Find Your Love. Chip Bramlage. Sorry if I butchered your name. Here we go.
Every second comes and every second goes. Then you tell your soul you will put it away. Every treasure comes and every pleasure goes. Then you tell yourself you will give it away.
Cool vibe. Someone said Tool. 100% agree. I can hear the influences in it for sure. Definitely a Tool vibe. I think it has a lot to do with the drum signature and stuff. But yeah, like Perfect Circle. I've worked with those guys, right? Jeff Friedel, drummer, played tons of shows with them, and I've met Maynard and all those guys, Tool guys. They're up here in the Valley, right? In Burbank, NoHo kind of area. So regardless, this is like the one thing I would say about this track that I hear that I'm like, oh, it's just not there, is like sonically, it's not like glued together. It's very detached, like the vocal sounds detached from the guitars, from the drums, etc. The guitar tones I feel like are the biggest lacking point. I feel like the guitar tones are just like, they're almost like too perfect, and they're not big enough. They're not like jumping out of the speakers enough. They're like these like gritty tones that aren't like pushed enough, if that makes sense. It really needs to like it needs to jump out of the speakers. A lot of that can be done by layering the guitars, doubling, left, right, stacking up tones. Like if you record through a head, you can record through a Bogner, and then you can record through a Marshall, and then you could stack those tones. Different mics, right? Like, the 57 modded with the 121 Royer ribbon microphones, just getting more thickness out of the guitars, the rhythms and the leads. So let me play this part.
Down in the hole and up to me with my soul in your hand. Stringing my ego on things that I have. Let go and I will survive. Let go.
It's like the like, it's just not, it doesn't feel powerful enough. It doesn't feel like it's jumping out at me. It's not like touching my face, you know what I mean? And I feel like this kind of style of music right now, if you're going into like the making modern rock, like that shit's gotta fucking be here. It's gotta be like in your eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? And that has a lot to do with just tone stacking, mastering right, like getting the buses right. I almost feel like there's too many dynamics in this record. It sounds dated because of that. Meaning that you're letting your vocals out, like they're going up and down in volume, like everything in the track. And I feel like that's kind of not making it sound, it makes it sound like it's from early 2000s. And that's just like, just a personal opinion, but I think most people would agree this sounds dated. I think they're going to be like, yeah, that sounds like it's old, like it's from 2005 or 2010, right? Like Tool, Perfect Circle, etc. And that just has a lot to do with the dynamics. It has a lot to do with the recording, mixing style, the guitar tone style. Obviously, it has a lot to do with the vocals and everything as well, but it has a lot to do with sonic characteristics of this record. It doesn't have the imprint that says this is new, right? So to make it new, you really got to like make it just jump out of the speakers, really push the envelope a little bit more, go a little bit more crazy with those guitar tones, get that bass to really just like really get thunderous with the bass. Like I want to be locked in. I want to be like, whoa, you're right here. You're like you're in my eyeball right now. That's going to make it sound modern to me. So it's mainly just mix master stuff. And then it has a lot to do with guitar production, guitar tone, stuff like that. But man, I could tell like you got talent. You got some great guitar playing, some great skills. Yeah, I think it's cool. Awesome. And then at the train station, let's rock out with some Bass Scout. Let's go. All right, cool. It's very original. It sounds, it has a very original arrangement. Like, I was like, oh, where are we going? This is kind of cool. Like, we're going on a really cool, like, journey. It's not very, it's not super typical, right? Which I love. I think that that's really, surprisingly refreshing in modern day music right now. Big things to work on, man, are like just how bright it is. Like, remember, I'm coming off of COVID and I'm all congested and this still hurts my ears. Like the high end is just out of control, dude. Like a big thing you want to remember is like people want to turn music up if they like it, right? And if someone starts liking a song and they're like, oh, I love this song, and they turn it up, and then it like, other people go, kind of hurts my ears, man. That's a no-go. That's a big sign. Like, yo, we got to be careful with the highs. So be really careful with all these cymbals, man. Like the cymbals are all over the place. They're like lots and lots of just high end. And it's like everybody wants these like crispy hi-hats and crispy. It's like, yeah, crispy's cool if it's like people listen to the music at like below talking, you know what I mean? But most people don't. If they like a song, they're going to turn it up. So just be really mindful of that. We hear those frequencies really loud as humans, and when we turn them up, like our ears just clench, right? And it bothers the ears. It like wears them out. So if you're fatiguing the ears with this high end, they're not really going to pay attention to the vocal. And that's a really, really hard thing to learn in mixing and mastering and just control, like understanding how you want the song to sound and feel. Like how you want it to feel is more important than anything, right? And how you get a song to feel a certain way just takes decades of experience. I don't care what anyone says. Like, you got people online like, no, it doesn't. You're full of shit. I've been mixing for 3 years. I make great mixes. Bro, I'm telling you right now, those kind of people like that say that kind of stuff online, their mixes are shit. They do not have a big following. Most of them, if they do have something going on with their music, it's a very short-lived thing, right? Like maybe they got a little thing pop off, a song pops off or something. But like we're talking about like making longevity in music and art, right? And the big thing is you'll realize the more you do this, like I look back even like 3 years ago when I was doing mixes, I'm like, man, I thought I was really good 3 years ago. I wasn't. I'm like way better now than I was 3 years ago, right? So it's an ever-evolving taste thing. It's your ability to make something feel the right way. And this feels really bright and positive. And I'm not sure if the song is bright and positive, but it feels bright and positive, but it almost feels like a little obnoxious. And that's that high-end frequency stuff. That's that stuff that you're like, oh gosh, turn it down. You know what I mean? So just kind of try and smooth that out. Soften out those highs. Not everything needs to be crunchy, crispy, airy. Oh, I use the air band on my EQ. Oh, Slate has this EQ that you could turn the air up. It's like a lot of that's bullshit, honestly. Like we use that stuff very subtly, and usually like I'll use that stuff to brighten up the very, very top of like a vocal. After I've gone and taken care of like de-essing and pulling out all the frequencies that kill my ear, then I might do a little tiny air on the top. So just be careful with those frequencies because they can be overused really quickly. And when you're mixing, a really good thing to do is just take a lot of ear breaks, because the high end will be the first thing you start jamming up. You're like, I'm jamming it up. You'll just keep turning the high end up. But it's a cool song, man. I like it. Dat Bounce, Antonius Banks.
Well, all right. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to get to the skate floor. Loosen up your skates, tighten them up, whatever you want to do. I want my amateurs to the inside, my pros to the outside. Done traveling, let go. Bounce that. bounce that, rock it up. Bounce that, watch that roller skate. Bounce that, rock it up. Bounce that, watch that roller skate. Bounce that, rock it up. Bounce that, watch that roller skate. The move, I got. The groove, I got. The step, I got. The step, he got it. The style, I got. Turn around, I got. Then jump, I got. You jump, he got it. Bounce that, rock it up. Bounce that, watch that roll.
All right, hey, you know, this has got a vibe. Bounce that, roll it up. It's got kind of like that dog pound kind of vibe to it. Yeah, it is what it is, man. I don't really know what kind of feedback to give this one, just because it's so far from like a modern market viable song. Yeah, it's like such a dated sound, and it's such like a timepiece, like dog pound kind of stuff. Dog pound, you know what I mean? That it's hard to give feedback on this. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, oh man, you got to get that kick hitting harder, bro. Man, that bounce that. No, but in all reality, like, mess around with more effects on the voice and stuff. Like, you know, they sound really dry. Like, the voice sounds way dry. It might be cool to have like some delay throws and like some echoes, and like try to make it more modern. Steer away from it being exactly what that sound is from that time period, if that makes sense. I think that'll help you really stand out a little bit. Otherwise, you're just kind of making a timepiece, you know? Yo, appreciate that, Mike. Thank you so much, man. Super chats always help you guys. Helps the channel. Helps me be able to do more content for you guys. Yeah, it's just like this is a weird song to give feedback on, just because it's like, what do you want me to say? Like, you know, I've made pieces like this for films. Like, I literally like have like pieces of music that I've made exactly like this. Dog pound stuff. Dog pound. Actually, I should show you guys some of that. I forget what it like. There was one called like Bone House, I think. See if I can find it on my Dropbox. It's just like, you know, it's just like a weird it's a weird timepiece kind of thing. I don't know. Let me see. Bone. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to spend time looking for this, but maybe it's like Bone House or Boneyard or some shit. So much music, man. Anyway, yeah, it's, I don't know. Dated piece, you know, make it your own. Do you think of me? Grand finale, godly. Let's go. Do you think of me?
ODG 1547. Man, shut up the motherfucking gods, man. Do you think of me? What up, ladies?
Do you think of me when I think of you? I be getting money, baby. I do. Do you think of me when I think of you? I be getting money, baby. I do. Can you think of me the way I think of you? I'm rubbing on your body, baby, dancing to the tune. Can you think of me the way I think of you? I just wanna hold your hand and say I do. Do you think of me the way I think of you? Talking about forever, baby, tell me it's true. Do you think of me when I think of you? I'm flying through the sky right now, trying to get to you. Do you think of me the way I think of you? Oh my God, you got us, baby, God, is it true? Do you think of me the way I think of you? Oh my God, you're stallion, baby, take me to the moon.
Shawty wanna fuck with me, but she got a boo. My niggas on her crew, she stuck between the two. She don't know what to do, but baby, don't be no fool. She wanna join the G, baby, when you gon' make that move? It's 1547, baby, don't get it confused. I'm so different, baby, I'm not the mother dude. I got some loose screws, shout out to Roots. Shawty coming over, I'm like, what you wanna do?
Do you think of me when I think of you? I be getting money, baby,
Cool. This like reminds me of kind of like an interlude track, you know? It doesn't feel like a full song, just because it's like two parts. It's like verse, and then it's, do you think of me? Do you think of me? Da 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 ba da ba da 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 do. And then it just goes into a verse. Like, doesn't feel like a completed song, to me, personally. I think you can make it a completed song by maybe having some like dropouts. Like, for example, when you come into the verse, it just goes, you know, like filtered out bass, really, really simplified drums, some rap. Maybe you got you could do a feature verse on here. But yeah, like 2 minutes long. It feels short. It feels pretty impactful. The mix is all right. The vocals are like missing the mid-range. And then it's also like you're not treating the S's and the top right. It just doesn't sound right. It sounds like a lot of S's, a lot of T's, a lot of and it's just like you got to treat that, and you got to make sure that the body of the vocal is there. Like it feels like you swept out the body of the vocal.
Shawty wanna fuck with me, but she got a boo. My niggas on her crew, she stuck between the two. She don't know what to do, but baby don't be no fool.
It's like a super swept out, hyper compressed vocal. And the problem is like what's really standing out the most, what's being like leveled and pushed forward is all the F's and S's and E's and B's. Like it just doesn't sound right to me. To my ears, I always want to hear the vocal. Like here's the vocal. The S's and the T's and the P's and all that. Like that shit needs to be like treated, needs to be taken care of. It just sounds sloppy as far as the mix goes. Also, there's just a lot of masking going on, like with the 808, the drums, the kick drum and the 808, they're like totally just on top of each other. So it sounds really like chunky instead of feeling really deep. It sounds like I can't, like there's not enough knock to the beat because of that.
I think of you, I'm vibing on your body, baby, dancing to the tone. Can you think of me, the way I think of you? I just wanna hold your hand and say I do, I do, I do. Do you think of me, the way?
You know what I mean? There's just a lot of congestion in that low mid range stuff. Kick drum, 808 sub, bass, whatever you got going on there. In the sample, there's a lot of low end as well, like low mids. Like I'd look around like 200 hertz, 200 to 500, and I'd start to make a little more room, you know? Like just make things more definitive, give it more depth, give it more width, give it more punch, clarity, textures, you know? Movement, filtering, you know? Things like flying around in the stereo, going front to back. Like make the mix more interesting if it's just going to be a vocal and a sample loop with, you know, drums on it. Because I feel like that just gets really kind of like monotonous. And, you know, you got something here. I just feel like you got to make it a full song, if that makes sense. Like I'm not hearing the full song here. I'm just hearing like a verse and then like a chorus kind of thing, right? So there's like two parts to it. And I think I'd want a little more than that out of a song. I did find something that I did for this movie, which is really funny. Like that, talking about that roller skating stuff. I wanted to show you guys this because I'm just gonna show you a snippet of it. I'm not gonna like spend a bunch of time on this, but yeah, like these are the type of things like do for like, you know, just sounds to me like a dated kind of idea, right? I'll show it to you real quick. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's just like a timepiece. Like you put something out there like that. Like I'm not going to put that up for a song review. Like, you guys, what do you think of this? You know what I'm saying? Okay, Goat Fiend, OTWT, Paper, 1865, ringtone. Damn, bro, you really threw the whole alphabet at this.
The Goat Fiend, just wanna be the greatest of our time. That's why I get no sleep. They call me the Goat Fiend. Just wanna be the greatest of our time. That's why I get no sleep. I swear I'm a Goat Fiend. I just wanna be the greatest of our time. That's why I get no sleep. They call me the Goat Fiend.
They say the roots of greatness is working at it. So I'm at it like a shopping addict with a Birkin habit. From sleeping on trap floor to the top floor of the Heisman house. I'm chasing these meals, all memories of meals cooked in my mama house. Barry Bonds every track and treat the boot like the battles by Octagon or the Reenies. Bees sting like I lead the King's dream.
See, this always bums me out, man. Like when you hear like, oh, this guy's got some talent, right? Like rapper's going off. He's got like a nice little voice and everything. But like, why the fuck? Who's your engineer, man? Like, who are you working with? Like, why does anybody want to make music and put it up on my channel or any channel to get reviewed? Like, what are you trying to do? What's your plan here? Like, are you trying to be in music? You do this as a hobby? Like, who are you working with? Like, what the fuck? Like, who pans the vocal to the right in a modern rap song? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, what is happening? You know, I can't stress this enough. It's like, there's so many people that are talented out there, right? It's like, but you can't hear that? You can't hear that someone panned your vocal to the right? Like, it doesn't sound like a record. Just listen to anything else. Just listen to anything out there and you could be like, yo, something's wrong about this, guys. Can we fix this? Who's engineering? Who's making these bounces? Like, what is going on? You know what I mean? How do we let this slide? How do we put this up on a channel on YouTube to get a review?
I can't say like nightmares on them streets.
What's happening in this track? Like, it's just very, very basic stuff that literally you can like YouTube, like how to balance a mix. Like very, very basic. Take 5 minutes. And that to me just shows me like you don't care about your music. You don't care about what you're doing. Why would you care? You don't care. You're just going to throw it up. Hey, guy said he's going to review my song. Like, bro, spend some time on your music. You can rap, obviously. So why would you make a bounce with your shit all panned to the right? Doesn't make any sense to me. Like, that's just such a waste to me. Kills me. Anyway, I digress. Like, just spend some time on some shit, you guys. Kills me. Rock Saint, let's go. Peaky Master. I'm gonna check this out.
You can't handle me. You can't handle me. If I'll give you it, yeah, 'cause you can't run from me. You can't hide from me, yeah, you know what this is. Yeah, you can't handle me. Don't run me. Don't smoke me. Wake up every day, it's a new trip. You know where I stay, it's a new crib. All you gotta do is come through. All you gotta do is come through. Have you ever made her mad in the morning? Yelling your name while you're yawning. Like you never had sex before. Like you never seen her eyes upset before. Have you seen the same mad before? New bitch, same as before. Dirty words, but they line with gold. Make your blood run.
All right, it's a little sleepy for me. I hear what you're doing, you know. I hear the influences for sure. Like, you know, we're getting a lot of different influences from different places. You know, Bryson Tiller really kind of like started this whole idea, this what do we call it? Trap. I don't know. It's like R&B trap basically. But yeah, it's cool. You got some cool stuff in there. Like I really liked the beginning where you had like the vocal effects in there. I thought that was really dope. But then it just kind of bores me a little bit. I think it's kind of like, where are we going from here? Like maybe like we want to flow switch up, or like maybe you want to put a feature on it or something. Something to just kind of like flip up the script a little bit from stuff we've already heard before. It reminds me of a song. I just can't even put my finger on it, but yeah, it's just kind of a dated sound as well. Like that's a pretty dated sound. Bryson Tiller kind of, just R&B, like really, really slow trap drums, it just kind of feels like kind of 5 to 10 years ago, somewhere around there. So yeah, I like it to be a little bit more fresh. I like you to freshen things up a little bit. Overusage of auto-tune. Like I feel like you're in the writing phase with it. Like maybe just get definitive on the melodies and stuff, and find a melody that's like really hits, And I'd like to hear other like tones and tonalities and stacks in the vocals. Like I like to hear like a high part, something up top. Even if you like pitch shifted your voice and did some cool stuff up there. Vocal chop samples, things like that like gave you these little melodic licks, or like climbing, like things that like float off, just to make things move a little bit more. The instrumentation is like super bare right now, so I just want a little more. I feel like the track doesn't really carry itself on its own, if that makes sense. So you're close though. I think it's like it's a vibe. It's nothing like special to me. Doesn't like stand out as like, oh man, I really think that's a standout track. But yeah, it's cool. All right, Mike Dalzell, let's check it out. We got Skeletons. Yeah, Skeletons. DLZ Skeletons. Let's lock in. And I'm skipping the line for these guys because they super chatted, just so you guys know. So I'm not like, trying to skip you over. All right, let's go.
I'm the skeleton in the room, a distant memory that will loom, never able to make amends. Further on I play pretend, yeah. In my head, in my bed, I'm lost. I'm trying, I'm dying in my room, because I'm the skeleton in the room, a distant memory that will loom, never gonna be able to make amends. Yeah, just a skeleton sitting in a dark room, couple days off, looking like a cartoon, living in a small town, no one ever comes through. Got a big dream, maybe it'll come true. If the world ends, I will be the one who lives on. I don't even got a gun shoot. You could trust I'ma be the one to love you, save us from the zombies that we gotta run through. Gets dark, it gets dark. I need youth, a fresh start. I see you in my heart, it beats through till I part. Cause I'm the skeleton in the room, a distant memory that will loom, never able to make amends. Further on I play pretend, yeah. In my head, in my bed, I'm lost. I'm trying, I'm dying in my room, because I'm the skeleton in the room, a distant memory that will loom, never gonna be able to make amends. Further on I play pretend, getting lost inside my head, yeah. No way to tell if I'm alright. I'm the skeleton in the room, distant thought inside of you, yeah.
Cool, man. Cool. I like the song. I think it's you definitely got something there. It doesn't feel finished though. Like, it doesn't feel done. It feels more like a demo to me. And I think a lot of it is like in the vocal production. So like harmonies, counter melodies, like you have like this, I'm a skeleton in my room, da 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 dun da dun. Like that melody it's pretty good, but it's not strong enough on its own, in my opinion. It kind of needs like, and you're kind of alluding to counter melody and like helping that melody out with the guitars and stuff that you have in there. Like there's like this little high guitar in here.
I'm the skeleton in the room, distant thought inside of you, yeah. Do you ever wonder if I still care?
Yeah, there's like this like, I'm a skeleton in the room. Like you need harmony, like you need more to the vocal, you know what I'm saying? Like it feels so bare, it feels so like demo, you know? And it doesn't really like, I don't know, it doesn't give me like that big feeling like of what the track feels like it wants to do. But it's not. It's like, oh, I'm trying. I'm sitting in the room. Like, okay. Is that it? Like, come on, you got more. You got something else in there. Give me some more. You know what I mean? And more doesn't always just mean like, put a bunch of stacks on it. Just add more stuff. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, you got to musically give us that, like, float us in, like, show us exactly how to feel, you know? And it's not holding on its own. It just has like this da 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 da, like da 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 da. Like anything in between, anything would really help that kind of get stuck in your head more. I feel like everybody on here, like they're like, oh, I like that song, that was great, good job. I feel like they're gonna get off here, they're not gonna remember that. You know, they're not gonna remember that melody. You got to give them things that are going to help them remember that melody, if that makes sense. So it's like a lot to do with maybe stacking the vocals, having like harmonies, having, melody licks, pockets, like things in the pockets that fill out stuff. Yeah, it feels like it's not done to me, which that's fine. It's a cool song. It has a vibe and I like the concept, like, the concept's cool. It's just like, oh, it's almost there. You're missing that extra 20%, you know, which is, it's in like the vocal production. It's in like those little ear candy pieces, the things that like draw your ear to certain phrases. I still don't know what the song is about, which is really weird because I just listened to like almost the whole thing. And I want to feel like I know what the story's about. I want to feel like I'm part of the story or like I'm tied in with you or whoever's telling the story. Like I want to understand what's going on. I want to be brought into that world. And yeah, so you got you trapped, man. He's really loves it. So, you know, there you go. This song is already stuck in my head. He says, Brad, you're wrong. It's stuck in my head. So it must be good. That's why I got you trapped, you know, that's why you came here, so he can tell you that. Because look, like, here's the thing, there's going to be people out there that are going to be like, yo, that's the best song ever. And there's going to be people out there that go like, yo, that's the worst song I've ever heard in my life, right? So I'm just trying to give you kind of, I'm going to give you feedback that I think will help it be more radio friendly and market viable, you know, to keep your listener engaged and also just like make a song that I think people would like better, right? And I think what you have right here is like as far as you could take it maybe, but it's just not, it's not quite there. There's stuff missing still in this, you know. Further on, and like you're relying a lot on that whatever like the loop is, the melody loop, the like I don't know what it is. It might be a bunch of stuff. You're relying on that quite a bit. There's not a whole lot of melody in that. There's like a harmonic structure in there, yeah, but it's very basic. And I feel like, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's just doesn't have that thing to it yet. But it's close. I mean, you know, put some work into it. And, you know, if you like maybe you like my feedback, maybe you think it's trash, that's okay too. I don't really care at all. So just trying to help out. All right. Hit Fanatics. I got time for a couple more, guys. Hit Fanatics featuring Nino's Band's World, Turn Against Me. Here we go. Long ass name. Long ass name, bruh.
I gotta go hard, even when the world turn against me. I can feel a fake love from a distance. I can't let them phase me. I go in to get my family out the trenches. Lost some real ones along the way, I can't forget them. I don't know who to trust. When I was at my lowest, never thought of giving up. Bottled all my problems, poured my pain up in his cup. Bottled all my problems, poured my pain up in his cup. I swear where I go, it be the same shit. Niggas mad I'm doing better, that's some lame shit. Motherfuckers will sell they soul to be famous. I only talk money, we don't speak the same language. Coming up in my ghetto, he was stuck and living dangerous. I grew up with some gangsters, was a young nigga when I started banging. Used to tell me I end up dead, I end up in the penitentiary. I kept grinding, give a fuck about the picture they was painting. I always knew I was gonna be the one to put my family on. Free Debo, can't wait until the day they bring my savage home. Stuck by my lonely, I was down, stood in that trap alone. That's why I'm like, fuck a nigga. I'ma go hard regardless. I gotta go hard, even when the world turn against me. I can feel a fake love from a distance. I can't let them phase me. I go in to get my family out the trenches. Lost some real ones along the way, I can't forget them. I don't know who to trust. When I was at my lowest, never thought of giving up. Bottled all my problems, poured my pain up in his cup. Bottled all my problems, poured my pain up in his cup.
Okay, so interesting. I think like a lot of what I'm hearing in this track is like the singer has a lot, like the rapper, singer, whatever, right? Pitch rap. He's got a lot of like feeling in his voice. Like, man, like I'm interested in what you have to say. You know what I'm saying? Which is really, really fucking important, you guys. Like, if you got that, you got like 80% of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can now work with a producer, a beat maker, you know, a good engineer, whatever, like, and you can get something. You can make a record if you really believe what you're saying and what you're doing. Like, a lot of people lack confidence in music. That's the truth. That's 100% facts, okay? Like, I don't give a fuck what any of y'all think or any of y'all say about like, oh, this is the best record ever because it's like super, you know, high quality mix and whatever, right? I don't care. If you don't have the feel and you don't have the confidence and you're not on that microphone and you're not going like really putting your blood, sweat, and tears into it, and people feel that about you, you know, regardless of what the song's about. Like, maybe it's a sad song. Like, I want to hear you really like quiver. I want to like really believe what you're saying and what you're singing. And I feel like I believe this guy. I believe like what he's saying, and like there's a lot of passion in his voice. And that's so important, man. Like, that's number 1, 2, and 3 in art, right? Everything's subjective in art besides the quality. Number 1, like 100% quality is not a subjective thing. You guys can be like sitting all day at home, you know, arguing with people on TikTok and Instagram or whatever. Like, yeah, no, it's subjective. No, you guys just aren't there yet, and you're just fucking sad. You're like a little sad baby. You got to get on internet and complain to people. No, it is good. It's subjective. But like, quality is not subjective. I'm sorry. Like, listen to the radio, listen to the Grammys, listen to whatever the fuck you want to listen to. Like, at a certain level, if you're talking about the marketplace, we're talking about the marketplace. Okay? You can be an outlier, sure. You know, Billie Eilish recorded in her bedroom. We don't care. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. Okay? There's outliers in everything. The quality is not subjective. I don't give a fuck. Like, if you make something of like low quality that also fits the vibe of what you're doing and it feels perfect and it fits together, then that's good, okay? Subjectively, it's good, okay? People are gonna feel it. This needs a bigger sound. It needs a bigger mix. It needs bigger production. It needs the hit. The drums aren't slapping. Shit is falling on its face. It's just, it's like, I want to run. Like, the guy's like trying to run. He's like, I want to run. And they're like, nah, bro. It's like Forrest Gump You still got the goddamn things on your legs. Like, they're not breaking off, okay? Those things are made of titanium. It's not 1930, you know? It's not 1940s. This is a fucking, like, new game, bro. You guys gotta get the shit up. Like, wake up. Snap out of it. Okay? You want to make it in music. You gotta bring some fucking heat, all right? Now, this artist, he's bringing the heat with his emotions, his feelings. He's pouring it out. But, like, the quality is just not meeting him. It's not meeting him. You got to find people that are passionate about mixing and mastering and producing and songwriting and other things to help you meet that shit. Meet that. Like, your team around you has got to be just as like intensely involved with what you're doing, you know? And let's face it, most people just don't make it because they won't invest anything in themselves. They lack confidence. I don't want to put any money into this. What if it fails? That's the truth right there. But yeah, man, it needs better everything around it. It needs a better beat. It needs bigger hitting subs. Like, those drums got to smack, bro. Like, you can't be rapping your ass off like this, telling stories and shit, and just have something so lackluster.
I gotta go hard.
I gotta go hard. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. I gotta go hard, and then it's like not going hard, you know? So I don't know. Just to me, that's what it's missing. It's just like missing that oomph. It's missing that fire in the belly. Like, the engineering, the production, the people that are really fiery about that part of it. Where are they at? Where were they on this? They're not involved, and that sucks. That breaks my heart. So y'all get involved, man. Like, find people, talk to people. Like, sitting in a room is not the wave. Like, sitting in the room by yourself. I produced it. I wrote it. I mixed it. I engineered it. Nobody fucking cares. Because all that stuff's okay. It's not even that good. All right. That's the COVID speaking. I got to get out of here. I love you guys. I really do. I hope that these shows really help. I hope that all the content I give away for free and put up here all the time helps, you know? I hope that the YouTube helps you guys. I hope the masterclasses help you guys. I hope everything I'm trying to show you guys helps, you know? And if it doesn't, don't ever show up again. That's fine. Tell me to fuck off. Go talk shit about me online. I don't care. But, you know, if it does help you, if it really does help, you guys should be sharing the show. You guys should be telling people, you know what? Don't fuck Brad. Go check out Brad. He's dope. And his channel's dope. And Radium's dope. And you guys should, you know, share the show and get involved. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want. I just want a little love too. All right. And thank you guys for everybody that's been streaming Haunted by You. You know, the song's been doing really well. I'm really, really proud of it. And I really, really appreciate you guys. Like, you guys have no idea. It means a lot to me when you listen to the music, when you share it, when you talk about it. Like, work our ass off on that shit. I know you guys know. All right, you guys, have a great night. Stay in touch. Check out the new content. All right? Love you guys. Peace.